Have some setups. Yes. So good morning guys on YouTube. Welcome to the stream. I know you've been waiting ages to get on. But yeah, welcome guys. Okay, so what we'll do this morning is after I get set up, we'll go over yesterday's trade. So we've got 3 trade IDs on, okay, 3 sell limits. So we'll quickly go over them and then we'll clear our charts, do a full top-down analysis and see what we can catch today after seeing if they're still valid. Okay, this might not be valid anymore. I had a big rant on Facebook yesterday about football. I'm just sick of football. I don't know if any isn't into football, but I am sick with the old Isaac situation. But also the Premiership as well. I love a good rant, guys, so stand by for that. Oh, Ghana. Make sure you've got your brew, best cups you can buy. Get yourself a brew, ready. Let's see what we've got going on today. There's gotta be an easier way to set up all your streaming. Gotta be. This is just ridiculous. If you could see the amount of screens I've got open, it's crazy. I'm surprised my computer hasn't exploded. Okay, we're on guys. Let me just see if this comes off. Has it come up? Yes it has. Lovely. Okay, right. Ignore this trade. So this is a little trade I put on last night on another account of mine. So I'm in profit on this, so that's good. But this is not taken on stream, so it doesn't go on the logbook. Let's get rid of these so we can see a bit more clear. So what we'll do is I'll quickly go over the 3 trades we placed yesterday. Okay. As in the wingback sells. Now, what we were expecting on the daily is we were expecting this top wick to be a tad steeper. We didn't get it. Okay, we didn't get it. So I was hoping this top wick would be a tad steeper. Now we had a wingback sell. He had 3 zones where price could have pulled back to. Now it didn't really need to pull back that much, which I did highlight that, but I said I did want to see a break of the highs again. Unfortunately, we didn't get it, and that's just Forex. You don't get upset. You don't think shit. It really drive down. I could have been in there. So then we jump in on a later stage. We don't do that. Okay, it just wasn't our trade to take. If you miss a trade, just have the attitude that it wasn't your trade to take, and there's always another trade. Okay, so don't have that fear of missing out. Now the daily's flipped and tapped exactly where we said it could tap. Okay, so we had an area at 3316. price has tapped it, lovely. So we were right in our analysis, but we just couldn't get in regards to the wing back sells. Now, could we have got in on another time frame? Yes. Okay, so what I seen was the issue what we had on stream is I was highlighting that you could get a lot of fake outs around these levels, right? You could get a lot of fake outs around them levels. However, you should have tapped at least 3314. Okay. We then had a nice little breakout around about 2 o'clock. Is that 2 o'clock? Lovely breakout. You had a nice top wick and then a flip to drive through. So you technically could have took that 4 hour. And I know some people did take the 4 hour. I was on the chart at that point, unfortunately, so I didn't actually get into that. I took a little sneaky buy up, which I'm in now, for a retest, but we're risk free and all that good stuff, which is nice. So what we need to see is, are these wing backs still valid? That's the key. Now, if I flick onto the weekly time frame, okay. Now, if I just make these purple lines thicker, these purple lines are our weekly. These purple lines are our weekly zones. Okay, this is our weekly zone. So this is the area where we're in. Okay? And what we're expecting, so the zone we're in technically is this, right? You've had a nice liquidity grab now here. So we're expecting price to push, break this low, and push all the way down to 3205. Potentially on this one weekly candle. Now it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday today. We didn't get activated first day. So could we identify some zones in order to get in today? That's the key. That's what we're trying to do. Do we need a pullback again of the daily? Have we had the pullback? This is what we're going to work out in our top-down analysis, right? Because these wing backs now, they might be too far away from us. Okay, they might be too far away for price to come back up. We would need the weekly to flip back to the upside, steeper top wick, and then flip back to the downside. Which it could do that, but is it going to do that when we've got enough liquidity now to actually drive through? Yeah. So we're going to delete for now. I'm going to do a full top-down analysis. Yeah. Once we do a top-down analysis, that'll tell us whether then 3 trades are still valid. If they're not, we'll just delete them. Okay. So we've got a zone here. This is the weekly zone where we're at. Weekly zone. So price technically should be coming down to fill the zone, and we've got liquidity to do it as well. Okay. Now, can we come up to create a steeper top wick? Yes, we can, because that's previous support. So we might want to tap that again one more time, and that's why we had our wing back sells on. So we might want to come back down up to tap that again, and we still can do that. Okay, because it's only Tuesday, we still can do that. So I think we might as well leave our wing back sells on for the rest of the week, and if we don't tap by the end of the week, we just delete them. Yeah, so we could leave them on actually. Now the daily, what is the daily telling us? Now the issue we've got now with the daily is you've got a minor support here. It's there. This is a minor support which we've tapped, and we didn't break below. So what does that mean then? So that means if we look at all the time where we've closed respecting around these levels, you can even put that one in if you want. If we look at all the areas where we've closed around these levels, which is there, I would probably say there. You could potentially put that in there as well. Maybe that. What is price done after? What is price done after? Now, even if when we drive through, this one's drove through, this one's drove further down, and then we've had 1, 2, so it's like 50-50 whether we're going to push further down or whether we're going to push back up. Okay,
So if we look, what have they all done with the next daily? Well, the daily's closed bullish there. So we've had a bullish close once we tap that zone. We had another bullish close once we tap that zone. We had another bullish close once we tap that zone. So could we see a bullish close there? Potentially. That's what price is showing us, that we could get a bullish close today. Now, the difference from these areas to this area is we've had a lovely liquidity grab on the weekly. We've been testing this area for quite a long time. So we are clean traffic down technically. So are we going to reject from here again, or are we going to drive through? So that's what we've got to work out. Are we going to drive through? Now, if we work out how steep these wicks come to before closing bullish, we could maybe get in. That is our advantage point. That could be our advantage point. Okay. So let's say they all seem to come to the lowest point. It's maybe this here. We've got a tap there, taps there. You got taps there. Yeah, maybe not the lowest point, sorry, the least lowest point where they all tap. So this is an area we could tap before we reject. So could we see a bottom wick come down to that before, if we're going to reject? If that's the case, we could just sell down and that would be our advantage point. Now, how far do we pull back? This is the next thing. So we tend to pull back to this area. So we've got pullback, we've got pullback. Even when we drive up, we pull back and reject down to here. We've got pullback. We've got this one doesn't do it. So this one is, that means we would have to have stops above that. So we would have to have stops above . Where stops would need to be. So that means if, let's say, we took a wing back sell, we'd be activated, push down, and what else was there? Activated, push down, activated, push down. And even if we're wrong, the price wants to push back up, you still come up, it would have been activated, straight into drawdown. Yeah, up, 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 and then price comes down, and it comes down to at least there. So that would be our take partial, move to break even area. So I think we've just identified a new wing back sell zone. And the thing with this, even if we drive up, we should tap, pull back to come up, okay? But I'm expecting price to drive down. I'm actually expecting price to drive through this range. It's just a case of how do we get in? This is the thing. How do we get in? So I think we've just got a new wing back area. So I would look at wing back sell around these areas. Wing back sells. We've also still got our 3 zones of wing back sells, right? Which I believe one of them is around here. Might be a bit higher actually. I'll have a look on the Discord. Let me have a look at Discord. My trade ideas. So we've got our stop loss is 3379. 3379. Do out there 50. So stops are still around the levels. And then we've got another wing back sell. Entry 3368. 668. Over here. Which would make sense, yeah. So 2 wing back sells from today, really. What I'm after really. Now, what if price is going to drive down today?
like this. How do we get in there? So this is where we're gonna have to go on lower time frames and have a look. But let's go down to the lower time frames because we might not get a pullback. This is the thing, guys, right? We might not get a pullback. 6 hour hasn't closed yet. We haven't filled the range yet, so the range is actually down in. I would say that's the range there. We haven't actually tapped it. 4 close bullish. If we can get a bearish 4 close, we could just enter as long as we don't tap this level. The sells, we haven't had that yet. 3 hasn't closed yet. 2 bullish. We haven't closed on the 2 yet. We've still got 2 hours left of it. 1. And the 1 hasn't done anything yet. We're just messing about. So if I turn the Meraki indicator on, so we've got a 1 zone there. So if we can get a 1 close below this, we could look at sells below. Yeah, which is in 45 minutes. So that's what we're after, really. So we've got another wing back sell on, right, guys, at 3345. I don't believe we've got that on the trade eye. 3345, have we? We've got 3349, which is the first one, is 33. It's there or thereabouts. Why did I put it there? I don't expect. 3349 flat. 3349 flat. So we're literally about there. We've actually got a wing back about here. Okay. We've got a wing back zone about 3349. We've got one there. This is from yesterday's, right? Got another one at 335. These are all zones where price can reject from. If it comes back up, it might not come back up. Okay, we're looking for sells as well. Today we can take sells or buys because the daily can still push down to tap 3292 before even flipping back up. But if you look at price previously, the dailies tend to close bullish around this area. But I'm not sure we're going to do it. Reason being is we've now had that weekly liquidity grab. So it means we could easily drive through the range. But when are we going to drive through the range? If we can catch the drive through the range, fantastic. Yeah. Now, it might be the fall what sort of initiates the drive. I'm just looking where we might not even need to put this. What's this one like this? Okay, let's mark up the other trade IDs from yesterday. We might have potential sell off the 1, guys, right? We broke a high. We'll see how this 1 lands. We might have some potential sell there. But I would prefer price to come back up. This is the thing. I really would prefer price to come back up. 3349 flat. We've got a 3357. 57. 40. Another one there. And then the third one, I believe, is this one. 3365. 3368. So we're there or thereabouts on all of them, really. 368. Get rid of this because that would probably be valid for the other one. So this is our wing back sell. Sell for no trade ID yesterday, so that trade's still valid for me. 6, 8, 60. And then you've got a 3357. 40, yeah, this is another valid one. So all zones where price can reject from, okay. Apart from this area, I think I prefer 3348. We might adjust that down to 3345 now. So we're going to apply 3, 2, 3, 3, 4, 0. This is off the daily, isn't it? And 3345.10. Let me just get this on the trade ideas. 2 seconds, guys. Yeah, so we'll delete this one. The other ones are still valid. I'm going to keep them on, right? Key areas where price can pull back to, wick into, and reject, right? These can stay on to the end of the week, technically. If we don't get activated by the end of the week, we just delete from there. But we're expecting to sort of catch the moves down to 3203. I can't just get in now. I sort of want the pullback, because if we just entered now, and my stops would have to be up here, because I know I can get pullbacks, so my stops would have to be up there. It's only a 1.5 to 1. Okay, so it's not really worth it for me. I want some better entries, really. So I want to see if something like the one closed below, stops will be tighter, for example. But as for the swing trade, it's not really a swing trade. We're expecting one weekly candle to do it. As for the longer time frame trade, the risk to reward is not the best. So I'd really like price to pull back, and I think it will. I'm not sure this is the move. I think we'll get a steeper top wick. I was expecting that yesterday, but unfortunately we didn't get it. Now, the thing what I'm kicking myself a bit now is, look where my wing back sell is, 3345, which I've identified this morning, right? Look what price done yesterday. It tapped that and rejected. So if I had identified that sooner, like yesterday, we probably would have got in on that area. But unfortunately, I didn't see it, so I didn't get in on it. So it wasn't my trade to take. And there's always another trade, so don't worry about it. Always another trade. So what can we do now? Well, I'm expecting a pullback. I would like a pullback to my wingback zones. So could we look at buys? Potentially. But I'd need to see some sort of structure formed and then some sort of breakout. What we don't like is this. So you see where price is creating a higher high, higher low, or higher high. This one actually broke the low. Got this wave effect, yeah. So, and all you're doing is higher high, higher high, higher low, higher low. We need something broke. So for price to sort of push up, okay, what you'll find is it'll keep moving like this unless it breaks a prominent low. Once it breaks a prominent low, that's when you've got the liquidity to then drive up. So you'll get a prominent break of a low. All this is doing here, it's building liquidity up here, here, and here. Building liquidity up. Once you get break the low, then you could then look at buys up. Yeah, so that's when we can look at buys up, because we need some liquidity picked up first. We haven't had it yet, and it's sort of similar with the route down. Yes, we're breaking highs, and this is just building up liquidity. It's grabbing liquidity. It could keep doing that and then drops. So that's exactly what could happen as well. But how high do we need this to go? Well, the issue we've got is we could put all the way back just to tap previous support. Now, where's previous support? You may ask. Let's have a look. So if we look at all the times where price is sort of rejected in around these levels, and what has price done next? Well, price tends to pull back to these. This one came straight through mine. But what else have we got? You can maybe put that in there, back up, and this is why we're expecting a pullback to maybe them levels. Oh, you've got a little zone here actually. Broke below. Little zone here, then we rejected. Another rejection here, and then you tapped up. But see how we broke a prominent low in order to get that big push up? Then we dropped through the floor. So I want to see if we can get the buys up, ideally, but I need some sort of break at the lows. And you can't really take a wing back sell because you know you can get this pure drop all the way down, which we can do because they're weekly. So it's not as if you can take the wing back sells like from 3293 levels. We might have some swoop entries though, guys, I won't lie. Get some nice swoop entries on. There, 3 minutes left of this hour. Let's see what this hour does. Where's the TP1? This first one. TP1's 3337. 337. That would be my tape partial. Um, 3337. Just the TP1 23328.
I mean, the 4 would be better. If you got a 4 like this, it'd be a lovely fake out. I'm just not really convinced that move. I think we need to break the highs again. We need to come up, I think. But yeah, I mean, these wing backs. I'm not convinced that this is the move for the weekly to come down. I might be wrong. And I'm not always right. But I'm not convinced that this is the move down to the weekly. I'm expecting the weekly to come all the way down to 3203. I'm not convinced that this is the move. I think we are going to have to pull back to some sort of level like this, at least through 345, before we get that drop down. I think once we hit that level, you can really just power down. Where's the area? I mean, if we look at this, I think we're on something like this. To there. I think we're on something like this where we're rejecting now. We're pulling back. That's what we're doing. And I said, in order to drive up, you need to break the lows. There's the break of the lows. Yeah. Which you might think that's the move down again. And then that's actually the push back up to tap this area. And then we just drop through the floor. So that's exactly what I think is going to happen, okay, from this area. Now, how do we exploit this information? How do we get in on this? Now, well, if we're saying this is this, okay, we're saying this is this, we only actually pull back to 3323 and then we drop again. But that drop's not the move, is it? It's not the move. But could we potentially take a wing back sell from there, grab some pips, remove, because you know these are hourly candles. We can definitely grab some pips. But how often do we reject from here? That's what we'd have to work out. How often do we reject from here? You can go straight through. You can go straight through. Don't know whether I would take that. Could we maybe take the wing back buys from 3293? That'd be risky because of the weekly. Let me mark this area up, guys. See what this is. What is this? I want to put it pink. Rejection. Oh, I've already tapped it. I've already tapped it, guys, look. We could have potentially took that. So could we see it push down now? So if that's the case, what I can see happening is we drop down to past these levels. Yeah, that's the liquidity grab. And then that's the one what comes back up, taps, and then we push through. That's exactly what I want to see today. I'm just trying to work out how do we get in. We've missed a potential wing back sell. We could have sold from here technically, but we've missed that. So what do we do now? How do we get in? Well, the next candle to close is 1 hour, really. 1 hour. So ideally, that would give you the last hour of the 2, 3. The 4 is straightforward. If you get a bearish 4 close, you could probably just get in. And at that point, the only closing bearish just to break the lows. So you grab some pips from there. How do we get in on this? The 1 hour doesn't break the lows.
consolidate. We're just bouncing in between these. Just bouncing in between this and this. Let's see what probably need to see what the hour's going to do. Yeah. We're close, we're close. We'll have to probably see what the hour's going to do, guys. We might have a trade at 9. Okay. Let me quickly just have... yeah, I lost my voice. Have a quick look in NAS, see what NAS is doing. Because we did have a big drop on NAS, didn't we? Was it NAS? Jesus Christ. The monthly on that. Weekly, no, we didn't. We had a big gap. Close bearish. We're pushing off the daily. God, the daily's opened up and just absolutely bombed. See how we came for this gap again? And I always say, if you watch my streams back, price will always come back to a gap. Fill the gap now. Fill the gap, lovely. Now I can do on this really. 4, 3, 2. Are you gonna fall to highs again? I mean, it's having a lovely push here. You've got no bottom wick on this next candle. If this candle flips, see it's dropping. Tell you what I might do, guys. This would be a swoop entry. 15 minutes, 10 minutes. Look at this. We've been so bullish. We haven't broke any lows. No top wick, not much of a bottom wick. Tell you what, if this 30 can get up to 2343, because the 1 hour can still flip, but no bottom wick. We're technically bearish, so at any point this 1 hour can tap and flip. I mean, we're very bullish, so this is the thing. But bit of a swoop entry, low risk. If we can catch, I'd literally only put my stops on the high. And this is a riskier trade. You just basically what you're seeing is that if you look at the 2 as well, 2's got no bottom wick. You've been bullish. You've grabbed liquidity, but not that much really. Yes, you filled the gap. You might need to break the highs again first, though. Yeah, we might need to break these. If we break these highs, come back below, I would be interested in a sell. From here, you could get a swoop entry on, and the way you do a swoop entry, right? Low risk, so no more than 0.25% or no more than 0.5%, whatever you count it on. If the 30 taps this, you're going for a sell. If the 30 closes above this, you simply get out. That's it. You get out whatever price is. So if the 30 closes above, you can either close out straight away, or on the pullback you get out break even before you drive up. But if the 30 closes respecting, this is why you look at it, because if the 30 closes respecting, that then could be the next 30 could power down. Why could it power down? The reason being, it's because the 1 has got no bottom wick and you've still got 30 minutes left of the 1. So this 1 at any point could easily flip to the downside, easily. But is it going to do it? There's 20 minutes left of this 30. Oh shit, what a... Oh no, this is the 1, isn't it? There, he's gone. My bad, guys. So if the 30 closes there, that means the 1's closing bullish. A big pushing candle that though. Big pushing candle. Could this one reject? I'm interested to get a little tease on. We might have to break the high. If we break the highs and we can get closures back below, I'll take a sell. You have got a little wing back sell there, but it's only a swoop entry. So when you hear the word swoop entry, guys, if you watch a couple of my stream back, swoop entries are, it's basically me going, okay, how much am I willing to risk in order to see if this is a move, this is a rejection area. So you're not full risk of what you normally risk. You might say, well, I'm happy to risk $50 to see it, to test this, to see if this is the move. And that's all it is really. So it's very low risk. If they get stopped out, it'll technically break even trades really, because it's so low of a risk. But it's just a nice way to see. I do like how you've got no. It's a 5 down, the 5's pushing. No bottom on this 5. I tell you what, if this 5 can come up, and if the hour closes above, I'll just look to get out. If this 5 can pop, there's no zone on the 5 really. The zone on the 5's here. 15. All on the 1. What is the 1 gonna do? What is the 1 gonna do? Where are you gonna go?
This is when you were broke and poor. Right, having directors interested in me and people that I respected saying, you know, I like your work or whatever that is. And I would visualize things coming to me that I wanted or whatever.
I'm gonna wait for a bit of the highs, guys. This hour's gonna close in 18 minutes. We could easily reject for me though.
Check for $10 million for acting services rendered, and I gave myself 5 years or 3 years maybe. And,
I think we might need to break these highs.
Thanksgiving 1995.
And then if we come back down, I'll look at sells all day to come down.
Thanksgiving 1995, I found out that I was going to make $10 million in dollars.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if we can get in, I can go risk free quick. Very, very bullish. No bottom wick on the 5, no bottom wick on this 5. You would imagine price needs to come back down. But where's your stops? This is what's difficult with all-time highs. Where's your stops? Because yes, we've got them above the high, but if you think about it logically, why is price coming up? It's coming up to grab liquidity. Where's the liquidity? They're high. So all the money's here. That's what I'm saying, is price coming up to grab that liquidity. Look at these bumps here. Ooh. 15. I'll get the 1 up. If this one can come up, break this high, and close respecting this level we are in, the sells, right? So we will see. We're going to change this to. I haven't actually got one. Let me do that. I am not taking this, guys. If we can get a break these highs, I'm going to put a layer on this. And then what we'll do is we will mark this area up. Sells below. Sells below once the highs. Yeah. And the reason, why do you think the reason is I'm looking at sells below there? The reason being is because look at this here. Look at all this liquidity. You've had no pullbacks whatsoever. So imagine you've got fair value gaps and everything here. You've got loads of reasons to come down, and that's what it is. What are the reasons to come down? There's loads of liquidity. Look at them fair value gaps. So I do believe if we can break this high, we close back below here, we could really bomb through. And here is a good way to work it out, right? I don't know how many's watching, okay? But he's a proper top tip for you, right? This is how I look at charts, right? If you look what price has done where it's sort of just gone up, normally price will down, up, higher high, higher low, higher high, high high. And what that does is it creates a support and resistance areas. And because it's created resistance and then a support, resistance and then a support, it's like, imagine a wall, layers of walls. So you've got 2 layers of brickwork on this wall, so it's quite a strong wall to break through. And imagine price being like a train or a man running through a wall. When it's support and resistance, it's strong area. It's hard for that person to run through it. So price might hit it, reject, pull back, grab more liquidity, more strength, and then come at the wall again to break through. Okay? But if you get something like this, where price moves up, pulls back, pushes, pulls back, pushes, pulls back, all you've got here is, it's not that strong. You can mark that one up or that one, because you haven't got support and resistance tapping it. So this would be like 1 layer of bricks, okay? And what that means is, if price wants to bomb through there, it can just break through the wall so easy and drop dead easy. Whereas if it's support and resistance and it's a 2 layer, okay, it's a lot harder for price to break through. So price might do something like this: break, retest, break, retest, in order to break through. Yeah, so what I'm saying with NAS, why I'm interested in it, we've now broke the highs. If we can get a closure back below here now on the 1 hour, if we can get a closure back below here, then I'm interested in price really bombing through these zones, because we've had no pullbacks. These walls are tiny, smaller time frames, there's hardly any. Okay, so we can really power through. So trades like these can pass challenges dead easy. Yeah, pass challenges. I've got a guy who I mentor. He had private sessions with us. He passed a challenge with 1 trade. Monday's trade. If you go back on my streams, we took it on stream, 500 pips. One trade, passing the challenge. So yeah, we can look at that. Our alert has gone off. Now what we'll do is we will set an alert on this and see how the hour closes. Good morning, Andre. How the devil? Oh, I'm mute. Good morning, Andre. How the devil? I'll say that again.
Yeah, not too bad. You said you wanted to top this picture, so there we go.
Have you got one? Give us a look. Oh,
Yeah.
I wish I could show the guys. Oh, is that Brad Pitt there? Is that Brad Pitt?
Oh, yeah, yes, in the flesh,
We've got. I've just been doing a bit of analysis on NAS. We could potentially, whether it does this. I mean, it's been very bullish, and price could carry on just pushing and pushing and pushing. But if price does push back below 23,431, we could really drive down, like nicely drive down. So we've got an alert on that. I'm on about, if we get a 1 hour close back in,
yeah,
we potentially could be coming all the way down to 2-3. Wait there, not 2-3-2, around down to 2-3-2-6-1 levels, and the stops would only need to be the high.
Yeah.
And you're looking at a ratio of maybe 4-1. So that could be a really nice trade. But it's whether it's going to do that. It's very bullish at the moment. So yeah, and just a quick update on gold, Andre.
Yeah, I saw you adjusted the entries.
Yeah, so I don't actually think I might be wrong, right? I mean, so the reason I adjusted the entry, right, is because when I done a top down again, cleared me jars, done a top down, we identified this wing back zone.
Yeah.
Where I've adjusted, and what we've seen is the daily tapped it yesterday. So if I'd identified that yesterday, we probably would have been in, but I just missed it. And unfortunately, I'm human and these things happen. So yeah, we missed that move down, but I'm still not convinced that this is, I might be wrong, I'm not convinced that this is the weekly move. I think we're going to pull back still. I'm just not convinced. So let me tell you the reason why. If we look left, there we are. Where was that zone at? Here. So I think we're on this, right? Was it the one? Here. So I actually think we're on this zone. So we're expecting the weekly to come down to 3212, yeah? We're expecting the weekly to come down to here. Now, what's happening is we've rejected around these. Let me zoom in so you can see. So we've rejected around these levels. Okay. Now, and then what's happened? We've pushed up to 3324, and then we broke the lows again. And I think we're going to get another break the lows, especially because see this level of 3293. Yeah, this gets tapped twice. We haven't even tapped it once yet, right? So I still think we could be pushing up a tad, and then we'll drop through the floor to make another low in order to grab liquidity to push back up, and then we'll get the push up, and then we can tap our zone, and then after that tap, look what price does. Comes all the way through, and this could happen Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, we don't really know, but so for me, these wingback sells are still valid to the end of the week. If the weekly doesn't activate them, because you've got three areas, if the weekly doesn't activate these, then we just delete by the end of the week. But they're still valid for now. Now I'm looking for, this is where it's tricky because we've filled a range now. We've filled a range. So if you look for sells, say for example, now you're getting for sells, you might just come and break a low before coming back up. But if you look for buys now, you know that price can come and break the lows before pushing up. So you're in an awful area where we really don't know what price is going to do at the moment. So the only way we get in is we look at swoop entries, lower time frame entries, small stops, and see if we can get in somehow on that. But at the moment, what I can see happening is, see how price is just building up this liquidity. Yeah, all it's doing is building up liquidity below here. That's all it's doing. You've also got two candles with no bottom wicks. So what I can see happening is, we're building up liquidity. We then drop down, grab all this liquidity which is down here, below these lows. That then grabs the liquidity in order to push back up, break the high, and then that's the move down. That's the actual initiation to get down. Because what's going to happen as well is, you think when you push down these levels, you break all these lows, what are people going to be doing here? Going to be selling. Where's the stops going to be? Highs. All above this high. That's now create liquidity. Grab more liquidity. You've now got shitloads of liquidity. Loads more money here. A lot more than here, because this is faked out basically. Fake out can create more liquidity. Up, tap, drop. So these trades are still valid, but how do we get in? This is the question. How can we grab trades if we're thinking price could do this, drop, break the lows, and then come up? How do we get in? Could we take a 1 hour sell below here? Yes, that's what we're looking for. So at the start of the stream, when I done the top down, I said if this 1 hour can close below this, yeah, and doesn't break this low, we could sell There's your advantage point. That would have to be your risk-free. Would have to be, because we know price could just come down and then come straight back up to then obviously start moving up. So if we're getting at 1 hour close below that, yes, we could take sellers below this level 331 on the lows. How do we get in buys? We can't really take buys unless I get a break of the low. I need a break of the low, so I need maybe this getting tapped, and then if we close back above, we could take buys up. So yeah, we've got a plan. It's just waiting. Like I always say to the guys watching, is 90% waiting, 10% execution. We're setting up our ambushes. We've come up with all the different scenarios what price potentially could do, and if it does one of them, we're ready to act upon.
Cool, man.
Well, yeah,
That sounds good.
sounds good, mate. Sounds good.
Cool, man. Well,
And-
I'll drop off again.
Yeah, no worries, geezer.
Go and entertain these little ones, and then I'll see you around again.
Yeah, no worries, mate. I'll catch you later, Andre. Have a good one.
You too, bye.
Just moving on to oil, guys. So I swing trade oil. Alright, I'm still in this trade, believe it or not. I'm still in this trade. Now, I am looking for re-entry if the weekly closes back above 67.81. Right, I'm going to get another entry on. Now, I've been watching, touch wood. So I've started swing trading oil, right? And I've never had a stop loss hit on oil swing trade. But I haven't been trading it long. I've been trading it for probably 8 months, maybe. Something like that. So we're doing really well on oil swing trades. I only use the daily and the weekly time frame. So what we identified on oil is, I don't really want to do a top down on it or nothing because I need my charts, but what we identified is oil was struggling to break this low, right? So if I go back to here, so oil was struggling to break this low, and we were going into this wedge. So this is called a wedge. This is where price bounces in between these zones. Okay, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and what happens is it'll sort of ping out of that zone, right? But all this is doing, it's creating liquidity to the upside and liquidity to the downside, right? Now, what I was expecting oil to do is, I was expecting it to break out the wedge, so do something like this. But before it breaks out, what do we need before we break out? Well, we need liquidity, don't we? So where's the liquidity on this? Well, liquidity is being built up every time we reject from these levels. We're building up liquidity, so there's a lot of money under here. And the more we do it, the more liquidity we build up, right? If you think about it, if price keeps rejecting off a certain zone, people keep getting in for more entries at that zone because they know it rejects. So there's loads of liquidity down in these levels. So what I said, we need to break the lows. Once we get the break of the lows, we'll use price action to get in, because I'm expecting price to break the lows, grab the liquidity. That will be enough liquidity to break out of the wedge. And what I had is a rejection at 80.37. We were looking at sells to come back down to retest the wedge in 69 zones to then, and that is going to be the move what takes us all the way up to 106. That's what I had, right? We've been watching this for months and months, and what did price do? Well, if I start speeding up, price came out. I need to put this on a larger one. I can't, that's as much as it goes. The price comes out, breaks the lows, fantastic. We got in off a daily candle. It's a daily candle, we brought the lows again. Let's see where we got in. I think it was that there. So we got in once we had another bullish close on this, and we came down for another bottom. We got in, price pushes all the way up, lovely, breaks out of the wedge, right? Price broke out of the wedge, and see this big drop here? Guess what that was? That was when America bombed Iran. That was when America bombed Iran. So America bombed Iran, and then price just absolutely plummeted through the floor. So what does that mean then? So let's say you've got your analysis and you have got a zone, so we're looking at to tap 80.37, and then news comes in, because news can just affect price and completely fuck up your analysis, right? What do we do then? Well, price will do one of two things. It'll keep getting affected by news, right? Which it's calmed down now because they stopped the bombing and whatever. So it's calmed down now. So it'll keep getting affected by news if the news is carrying on like a new war or something like that. Or if it's a one-off thing, price will revert back to where it's headed. Yeah. And that's what we're sort of expecting with oil. So I'm expecting price to still push up to 80.37. Now that everything's calmed down, I'm expecting price to still push back up. So we're risk-free on this. I took most of my profit out around 71.10, so I'm fine with profit. And then all we're looking for now is a weekly close back. We had a weekly close back above 67.79. We had buy stops above this weekly. They didn't get activated, so we deleted them. So we're waiting for a weekly close back above 67.93. Once I get that weekly close back above, I will re-enter for another entry, because I'm expecting price to still come up to 80.37, and I'm also expecting a rejection from there, so I'm going to be looking at sells as well. So we'll take the buys up, we'll take the sells down to these levels, retesting the wedge, and then we'll look for more buys. And that's it. That's all it is. That's what we're looking for. That's the reason we're looking at oil. So yeah, hope that makes sense to you. Tell you what, you're not even paying for these sessions. The sauce, as the Americans would say, the sauce, what you're getting here, guys. The sauce. If you have any questions, guys, drop them in the comments, drop them in the chat. I'll be happy to answer them. Even DM me. I answer to every DM, right? Answer to every DM. Just let me get out there. So if we look in NAS, what did that one close actually? Ooh, doji. So this one's closed doji. I'll be on to at least the forward close, guys, at 10. Right. We're looking NAS. NAS is at the breakout now, right? So if the, what would that be? The 2. If the 2 can close respecting, 4. Yeah, and the 4 closes respecting, we could look to get in. So basically, what would we need from the 1? We would need the 1 to close something like that. The 1 can close like that. Top wick, can get sell stops underneath to come down. Our advantage point would be this no wick area here. That's our advantage point. Take partial move to break even. So that would be our take partial move to break even. So that's what we're after. If we can get a close below of the hourly, we can look at sells on NAS. So we're close on NAS. Gold might take a bit longer, but I am interested in, because we've highlighted that price could come up, might need to break the lows before coming up, right? You're probably thinking, why can't we take a wing back buy from 3293? What you're probably thinking, why can't we take a buy from 3293? It's because the weekly, we might be wrong, the weekly could easily drive down through these ranges because we've had the liquidity from the weekly candle. If I flick onto the weekly candle, get rid of this. If I flick onto the weekly candle, look at that liquidity grab from the weekly. So it means we have got the liquidity to drive straight through, but I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced, but it could do. And this is the thing, it's all about probability. It's not me saying what is going to happen, right? I'll never say this is what's going to happen, because price can do anything. And you've got to adapt to the market as well. So here's the thing, this is what I always say, right? Because I've had it all before. You know, some people think I contradict myself sometimes. It's not contradicting myself, I'm adapting. So I might be saying, okay, I'm looking for an hour close above here. Once I get the hour close above here, I want to be looking at buys. And then price might print 3-4 candles before that hour close above, and then you get the hour close above, not realizing that we've grabbed liquidity from the other side. So now it's not valid, so I'll change my mind. And people think, well, you contradict yourself. It's not. You've got to understand Forex. These candles, it's like the labyrinth of the internet. It's always changing. It's always changing, right? It can create new data whenever it wants. It can create new zones whenever it wants. None of us can tell the future. We are literally going off probability. Probability. What has price done in the past? 9 times out of 10, once it hits the zone, it rejects. Then your odds are pretty good for it to do it again. But if price doesn't do it again, it's not, you haven't done anything wrong. That's just Forex. It's the labyrinth. It's always changing. So you don't take too hard to it. So you've got to adapt to the markets all the time. What a lovely 1 hour close actually. Always flip to the upside. Can we come up? Come on. Can we? If I tell you what, if we can pop straight up now without any pullbacks, even better. Even better. I'm going to be on till 10 o'clock, guys. We might see a rejection from 3328. Be nice if we can pop straight up though. That would be lovely. And don't worry with these trades. If you go into drawdown, don't worry, because this is a weekly time frame trade. If we hit stops, just new date is printed. It's just what it is. Nothing we can do. New date is printed. But I have got 3 entries on this. If price keeps pushing, we know price can push to 3357 or even as high as 3368. So I will be re-entering on all of them. And the way I re-enter is, so whatever I risk on the first one, let's say I've got 0.5% on this one, 5%, and let's say price just powers straight through, comes to the second area of potential rejection, I'd use the same lot, whatever I've used on this one, for this one, so this might be 0.3%. And then there's exactly the same with the last one, I'd use the same lot, so this might be 0.1%. So my overall risk on all 3 entries is 5, 6, 7, 8, 0.9%, so just shy of 1% on that, on all these trades. And then if you look at the reward, potential reward, look at the ratio. This last one's just shy of 14 to 1. Okay, 14 to 1. And you're using the same lot size as these ones. So, and that's how I like to do it. So yeah, can we come up, guys? I will be back in a second. Close to entry. I'll be back in a second, guys. We're looking. Price is pumping. It's what we like. Let's take the jumper off. What are you made of? Wow. Close to entry. Right, here we go. Wow. Can we get up there? We might reject for me, this is the thing. Come on, can we come straight up? Oh, look at these here, these are lovely. Nice. 15's got no top wick. Alright. Yeah, we could reject for me easy. Hope we can just keep pushing, but I very much doubt it, guys. We'll see, we will see. How's Naz looking? Come on, the hour, get out. That is stalling, which is nice. 15 doji. Okay. Bad. How's XRP getting on? So now that we've brought these highs, if we get a hour close back below, is this hour gonna flip? No bottom wick on it. Where did this come from? What this 5 does here. We might have a swoop entry on here, guys. Might get a swoop entry on the way. Just off the 5. See, this is a bit of a drop. What this 5 does, guys, what I might do is, the 15's got a, depending on how this 50, if this 5 closes bearish, I can see this 15 closing bearish as well. And if the 30 wants to fake out, so if the 30 closes like this and the next 30 does that, it's a possibility. So what I'm thinking about going to do, if this 5 closes like this, on the top wick of the 5, I might enter, but my stops will literally be this high. And I'll probably be risking like $40, $50, something like that, right? So it'll be the same lots as what I would use on these, but I just want to see if this is an area where we could potentially reject from. Okay, So stand by, 30 seconds. We'll be going risk free quickly. It's all it is. It's if we get this off the 30, that's it. We might not get it, but I want to see if we do. If we do get this, that means we're probably coming down to that. Then we'll be coming, and I'm not saying this is a move. I actually think we're then going to get this. Okay, but at least we can grab from here to here. Grab something nice while we wait. Oh, so there's the 5 close now. Can we get a top wick? Can we get a nice top wick, guys? Come on, top wick first. Top wick first. I need a top wick first. So it's low lots. I'm literally, it's on a 50k account. I'm risking $50. That is it. $50, hardly anything. It's what we call a swoop entry to see if the 30 is going to fake out. Because if we feel like the 30 is going to fake out, it's going to be a fantastic trade. Can we just pull back a tad? Can we pull back to maybe this? We can pull back to that. I'll look to get in. There we go, there we go. This is the new 30, isn't it? No, it's not. New 30, right, okay, so the 30 might want to close bullish. The 30 is probably going to pull back, therefore we're probably not going to get a top width. Okay, we might not come on. We're just seeing if the new 30 just drops through the floor. Come on, get up there. This one closes. One's closed bearish. Mine are up. There we go. Come on, break the highs. Okay guys, I'm going to get in here for a sell. Swoop entry. Stops are literally the high. We play the high again, I'm not interested. Okay. But I'm actually in here for a sell. The 30 is going to close. Very, very low risk, right? Very low risk. Yeah. All we're seeing, we're testing the water. It's been classed as a break-even trade, right? That's what I like about it. We're testing the water to see if the 30 is going to fake out straight back down. And my target could be down in these levels. Okay. If we push higher up, I might even get another entry on. What I mean, it might not drop until the 30 closes, which is in 2 minutes. Okay. What I'm in here. In a swoop entry. We just want to see also if this 15 can close bearish. Yeah, might not. We can easily carry on up. We sort of want it to come up, but we know this is a little rejection area. So we're testing the water, dipping our toe in to see if this is a rejection area. Because if this does reject me, it could reject quite quickly, which we're not going to get a chance to get in. So I'm willing to risk $50. What is my stops on this? Yeah, so $70 loss it would be for me, which is absolutely nothing on a 50k account. Let's see what happens if the new 30 drops through the floor, or whether we're going to carry on pushing to the downside. might need to break the highs again before coming down. What's this 30 gonna do? We're gonna get a big breakout like that. That's what we're gonna get. Another one. Basically would be the one coming up, tap, and flipping. One might need to break out. So new 30s happen now. Let's see what this 30 does. Is the 30 going to carry on up? It's a lovely 30 close out. Lovely. But if you look at these 30s, right? Close respecting this level. Tend to come back down. So it is an area we can reject from. We sort of want it to carry on up, so that's what I'm saying. It's just a swoop entry. So we use the same lot sizes. It's a low lot size. We're just saying, like, okay, how much are we willing to lose in order to see if this is the rejection area? That is it. Five's coming up. I'll only be on till 10, guys, because this might take ages. Our actual trades might take ages to get activated. Yeah, I am looking at sells below here now as well. So if we get an hour close below this level, 3 below that. If I get an hour close below that, I am looking at sells below. Yeah, especially if we can get something like off the hour. If the hour could do that and we don't break this low, there's your advantage point. There's only one reason you're faking out like that, because you need to come and break this low. So that's your advantage point. So you take partially, move to break even on that. That's if we get that. We might not. I'm actually hoping we keep coming straight up, believe it or not, because if we keep coming straight up, yeah, it means we have, remember going back to the walls, what we mentioned? It means these walls are so weak, it means we can really plummet through the floor. So it's all good, it's all good. We're close. What's the fives doing? Looks like we're coming up here. Okay. Like I say, we might need to break the high. Or is this just a top wick for the 30? The 5 bullish close there. So the 5th, no, it wasn't, that was a 3, my bad. The 15 actually closed bullish. It's all on this 30 really. What's the 30 going to do? Is this just a top wick for the 30? Is the hour going to pull back? Very interesting. Very interesting. Oh, the drop, could this be the drop we're after? Good morning if you're watching on TikTok. If you want to see what I'm trading, guys, head over to YouTube. You'll see what pairs I'm trading. I'm currently trading gold. We are $23 up currently. Trading is boring. This is why I do it. So I don't actually need to trade on stream. I don't need to trade on YouTube. I don't need to trade on TikTok or any social media, and I haven't done. This is why I'm not really known. Been trading for 6 years, maybe, something like that. Yeah, and I trade for members. I've been trading for members in house for the last two, maybe 3 years. And then we've decided to do it on YouTube. The thing with me, trading's so boring. It's 90% waiting, 10% execution. Am I still streaming? That's a question. So it's always good to do with a company. I like meeting new people. Here we go. This is what we're after. So how's this 30 going to close? So we either want this 30 to close back below these levels, ideally like so. That would initiate push down. We're $32 up at the moment, so we can go risk free soon. Am I still on? So the thing is, I live in Wales, so the internet is so bad. We live in caves, you see. We actually live in caves. It's a lovely 5. It's better. Saying that, please wait while we reconnect you. See if we can get a 15 bearish close. I'll tell you what, we'll go risk free around these zones. Why have I not?
Okay, we're not out of the clear yet. We could easily come back up for a top wick. 30 might want to break the high. You can go risk free. Like I said, it's a swoop entry, but you got to look at your risk. Like, I'm happy with this. I don't mind losing $70 to see if this is the push down to break the lows. So I'm not out yet. We're going to need a top wick on the 5, so that's why I've not gone risk free yet, because you've got no top wick on this 5. So it tells you that the next 5 is likely going to come up and then could flip. That might stop you out of breaking, but we'll go risk free around the 3321 mark. Low bottom wick on the 5 here. This 5 flip. Hey, I'll drop you some sauce today, haven't I? With the 5, no top wick on the 5, could easily come back up. It's all on the 30. That's what the 30 is going to do. If we look at the 30, what's this 30 going to do? There's a chance we could fake out back down, but if it's not an issue because it's a swoop entry, very low risk. Morning guys, morning if you just joined the stream. So we're in the stage of waiting for our trades to get, well, we're in a small swoop entry, but we're waiting for our actual trades to get activated. We've got sells from 3345 on gold. That's what we're waiting for. I so wish I could play better music on YouTube. You just can't. I mean, at one point there was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory coming on. Five does. Just look like we need to come over the high. 15 close bearish. Did 15 did close bearish. Tell you what, if we get a doji candle, we might get another entry on here. 10 minutes. Interesting, interesting. We broke a high as well. We came back for that top wick on the 5. This is the reason I didn't go risk free, because the 5 had no top wick. So you're expecting a pullback anyway at that point to create a top wick for the 5, which it's done so. If we close bearish now, it looks like 15 wants to flip. You should be coming to break these lows at this point, especially when you haven't got much of a top wick on a bottom wick on these two 5-minute candles. So that's what I would expect if we close doji on the 5. But it's all on the 30 really, guys. The 30 might flip back to the upside and drive up. We're just seeing if we do get a fake out on the 30, then fantastic. There is a chance we can get a fake out on the 30, and if it does, it means we could grab some nice pips on the way down. So this is what I'm going to do now. No, we'll just wait. Leave as is. If this 5 can push up first. No bottom weight. Get another entry on. No, she can quite push up first. Nice. Nine minutes left for the 30. Interesting this. If this 15 can drive. I would imagine you're coming down for these lows here. But I would prefer a bit of a top wick on this 5. We haven't got a top wick on the 5 yet. Here's the top wick. Does that mean the 30 is not going to drive down? We're just going to close small bearish. What does that mean?
Next one can just. See how this 30 closes, guys. 30 close there. And close bullish. It's really messy here of the 30. If the 30 close like this, it's really messy. Means we're not getting a fake out yet. It might take a while to get the fake out, but you also can come and break the highs. So into that way. 15. Like it's gonna happen, is that? God. If this 5 closes like this, probably look to get out. Because you've only got. It's flipped again, back to the downside of 5. There is a minor support here. It's only minor though, very minor. It's only 5 minutes. So you need it. You really need a 5 bearish close, which would be the 15 staying bearish. But why haven't you drove down? Because the 30 needs to close. That means now with the 30 closing, we'd have to go risk free. Yeah. If we come back up and get stopped, we get stopped. Penalty up 25 pips, guys. That's only $25. Yeah, well, pips wise, we penalty up 10. That's what we need. That. Come on. So what will this be? This will be the. Oh, wait there. This will be the hour. This will be the 2. This will be the 3 and the 4 hour. So let's have a look where this 4 closes. So this is why we're probably not driving down, because this 4, the 4 zone is here. So that tells you that the 4 is likely needs to close respecting there, then the next 4 needs to come down. That means we're probably going to push back up. Or is the new 4 going to open up first and then drop? Can we break the lows before the 4 closes? It's because the 4 needs to close, that's why, guys. The new 4 can really bomb it down though. We'd have to move stops to that. It's not a bit. Move stops to 330. 330.87. $85. So the 4 can easily completely drop through the floor from here, even without creating another high. Now, yes, this one created another high, but not much. But the new 4 closed bearish and actually drop all the way down to these levels. I'm not saying it's going to do it. I believe it or not, I want it to keep driving up because I want the rejection up here where my proper traders, my proper risk traders. But we're just seeing if we can grab some pips on the way down if this is a rejection to create a new low. But also the new 4 could open up and push straight up and hit stops. So it's completely up to yourself what you do in regards to this. You shouldn't have much risk on it. Again, there's another zone where you close respecting and then you just bomb through the floor. So it's going to be interesting. I think we need to go. Let's see how the new 4 opens up, right? We might have to just go risk free soon at this. I want to break this low. If I break this low, I'll go risk free on it. Yeah. Got 2 minutes left for a forward close. That's why we're stalling, because the forward needs to close before the next move. So that's the reason we're stalling at the moment. Look where the 4 could. It's the 3. I think the 3 is similar. So the 3, 2. Twos tend to close around these levels. We haven't closed yet. It's the 2's breaking out actually, so that looks like it's going to be coming up. Four's not actually filling the range, that's what worries me. So when you don't fill the range, you tend to then, you've got a bit of room to power through. Just seeing if we can get a bottom wick first. Okay, new 4's opened up. Can we pull back first? That's the question. Can we pull back first? Can we tap this zone first? That's what we want to see. Three. It's a lovely 3 close, that. It's a lovely 3 close. One. Can we break the lower? Come on! Can we pop past this? It's a lovely 1 clause. What we're like, we're up $50, guys. $60. But this 4 hasn't got a top wick. I'm gonna go risk free, guys. Don't like this. If this flips again now to the upside, it's like it's gonna be coming back. It's gonna take some partial, I'm risk free on this. You could leave your stops where they are, but I'm gonna shoot off, you see, so I'm risk free. If price comes up, stops out, stops us out. This is not my actual trade today. This is just a swoop entry, right? This is a dip the water in the toe to see how. Dip your toe into the water to see how cold it is. See if this moves. These are our trades. We've got a wing back sell from here, here, or here. One of them should be coming up to come down. But we're just seeing if we need to break the lows first before coming up. but these are still valid. These are weekly trades as well. Okay, so I'm going to set an alert on this. We tap that. That's where I'll take partial. I'll take some partial here. I'm only low risk on this. I'll take some partial around 3318. My target on this, I mean, technically you could have the weekly as your target, but like we said in the top-down analysis, is we're expecting price to break the low to then come up to then tap these areas. So if we don't tap these areas, I would probably close full here. If we do tap these areas, you stopped out anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. But obviously I'm looking for sells there. So yeah, I'm gonna love these and leave you guys. Have a fantastic day. I will be back on. I should be on tomorrow. Yeah, I should be on all week this week from 8 AM. Good morning, Nate. How you doing, mate? I'm just about to jump off, geezer. We're risk free on the trade. We're up currently. It's only swoop entry though, so low risk. We're up 20 pips. We're up 20 pips. Okay. So we're all right. We're doing all right. But the 4, we know the 4 can probably needs a top wick. Has not a top wick yet. So you know what? Actually, that's where we're going to take some partial here. 3, 3, 2, 1. Yes. See, the 4 gives us the bottom wick. This 4 can flip at any point. Ideally, what we want, guys, right? We sort of want it to flip to the upside, to come up without any pullbacks. Yeah. We literally want price to come straight up to our wing back areas 3, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So expecting a fake on 30. Oh, we're up $78 now. What are you doing there? You got anything? Up 60 pips for you? Whoa, nice. Having a coffee, I'm just about to go. Things to do today. People are seeing it. See a man about a dog. You know how it is. You know how it is, Nate. Oh. Look at the hour. The hour looks lovely, but it hasn't filled the range. I think this is just a pullback for the hour to flip. Oh. But we're in risk free. $75. Keep saying I'm going, guys. I'm gonna go. Oh, here we go. Here we go. It's because we've already gone risk free, haven't we? Come on, get down. Here we go. Fortunately, I couldn't get this on the trade ideas because it is a swoop entry. So I rarely put swoop entries on the trade ideas. So we're up 100 pips now. Sorry, 100 pips, $100, $116 we're currently up. I'll see if we can tap this and then I'll bugger off. We might need a pullback. Lovely drop though. I've got to go, you guys. Right, this is what I'm going to do. It's up to you whether you do this or you wait for that zone to I'm going to take some profit out of this. Quite a lot. I've got to go. What do we take? We took $85 we took out of that. Okay, so we're gonna have that down as a win. Another win. Another win on stream, guys. Who's that? Mike. Mike Thomas, how you doing? How you doing, geezer? Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Hope you're keeping well. Hope you and the family are well. Let's get this on the... So it's another win, guys, on stream. So our last loss was in May. So absolutely smashing. This wasn't a loss. This was part of... This was all one trade. 3 entries on one trade. It's technically break even. We don't class that as a loss. We're up. We took $85. Not much today. Just a swoop entry. Our main trades are the wingback sells further up, which could be a huge return if we hit them right. So yeah, we're gonna get this onto the logbook now, and then I'm gonna go because I've got to go. Even though Mike's jumped on, and I'm gutted because I'd like to spend some time with you, Mike. See how you're doing, mate. Yeah, I'm doing good, man. I'm back on YouTube now. Back on YouTube. When did we end this? 10 o'clock, wasn't it? 50. This was on gold. And for the guys watching on YouTube or recording, nothing comes on this logbook if it's not being taken on stream. Okay, so every link to every trade is on here, so you can watch it back. You can ask me for them if you want. Our risk on this was only, what was it? $70 on it. $70 swoop entry. I need to change some of these. I need to know how to do that. This was a wingback sell. This was off the 4-hour close. We took $85. Not much. What is the... Because this can flip to the upside at any point. That's why I've took 50 pips. Stop loss was 30 pips. Pips we took 50. That's it. So entry. Counter for me. This is a counter trade for me. Because I'm expecting price to come up. Last loss in May, mate. Yeah, on stream. Last loss in May, yeah. I mean, I say that June. I only took one trade in June because we had a bereavement in the family. Then I was away. Then I was ill. So I only took one trade in June. May was literally, I just started back trading, and just back the first trade was a loss, which is typical, isn't it? But yeah, so that was the first trade. We had a lovely, this is the oil trade. I need to get some of these changed. I need to know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. So if you know how to do it, let me know. But this is a swing trade, what we've got on oil. So the pairs I'm trading now, because obviously I know you haven't been on for a while, is I trade gold's coming back down nicely. So we've got some swing trades from the weekly on this. So I've got some wingback sells. I'm expecting price on the weekly to come to 3212. I'm not convinced that this is the move. I think we're going to get a steeper top wick on the weekly. I think we can come all the way to tap 3360 before the move. So I've got wingback sell here, here, and here. And if they play off, the last one's like 15 to 1. That'll be fantastic. I trade Naz as well, but Naz has been an absolute bitch, so I'm divorcing at the moment because he's hitting all-time highs. Do you know what I forgot to mention, Naz? If we got a close back below,
if you're getting our close back below you guys, I'm looking at sells to come down to at least, there's your advantage point, no bottom wick. Also, you've got this area, there's loads of stuff to come back for here, fair value gaps and everything. Yeah, so if you're getting our close back below here, I am looking at sells to bomb through this area if it happens. It's very bullish at the moment. Then oil, I swing trade on oil. Believe it or not, guys, I've not lost a swing trade on oil yet. Right, we're in this. I'm still on this on one of my accounts, but it's literally like 5% left on it. I took like 95% out here. We're close to it. We only use the daily and the weekly on this, so it might take weeks just to get an entry, but we're looking at another entry here above 67.78. If I get a weekly close above there, I'll be entering again. This would be my take back and break even. I'm expecting price to come up to 80.37. I'm looking for a sell there, retest of this zone, and then I'm looking at price reaching all the way up to 106 zones. And I can see that happening. I can really see that happening, especially with everything that's going on with Trump and things like that. So yeah, we're looking good on that. We're risk free on this one, man. So yes, mate, that's how we're doing. So I'm on every day, Mike. So if you're free in the mornings, by all means, jump back on. We don't get many on the streams at all. If any, I've hardly had anyone on the streams today. It's because we've jumped back on. And you know me, I like to stay the grey man, Mike. Kind of the grey man in the trading industry. I like to be private. 8 o'clock, mate. 8 o'clock UK time. I'm on every morning. I'm streaming on TikTok. I don't know how to use TikTok, man. But I'm streaming on TikTok as well. But it's not showing charts. But people can sort of jump on, get some tips and that. Yeah, neighbours on this morning. But yeah, good to see you again, man. But I've got to go now, mate, because I've got something on today. So if you're on tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow. We've got flyers on this. We're currently still in. We haven't been stopped. We'll set an alert when we get stopped at break even. Or I'm going to set an alert down in these areas. And there we go. Yeah, you have a fantastic day, Mike. Good to see you again, mate. See you later, guys. I'll see you tomorrow, 8 o'clock for our London session. Lovely jubbly. See you later.